Well, thanks, Mark. And I'm not sure quite how this has happened, but there is sunshine on the top tier of the stadium on the opposite side of the ground. When it's been grey and drizzly all day, from where we sit here, we can see a portion of sky. It is almost black when we look up there, yet bright sunshine on the top of this extraordinary roof of the Stade de Lyon. It's an almost brand new stadium here. It's got a roof that has solar panels on it that sits above the top of the stands. And down inside the stadium now, the teams emerge. Mark Clattenburg, the referee, with his English assistants either side of him, holding hands with the mascot, and behind him the teams of Belgium and Italy. And the Italians, as ever, looking so dashing in their white tracksuit tops with green trim on the shoulders, but blue shorts, white socks. Out they come and line up. And the Belgians in the red and black with the bright yellow numbers, and they are either side of the halfway line. Here in Lyon, the flags are out and we're ready for the national anthems ahead of one of the most attractive games in prospect in the group stages of Euro 2016. Yes, well done Belgium as well. And the two enormous team shirts are folded up very quickly that had been displayed on the pitch. And the handshakes now. Gianluigi Buffon leading the Italian team. Buffon actually stood with his arms crossed as the Belgian national anthem was being played. It's a magnificent, colourful scene inside the Stade de Lyon here this evening. The Belgian supporters, I'm not sure I've ever seen as many Belgian supporters at a tournament. There must be 20,000 of them, something of that region. We've been taking pictures of them, and if you have a look at 5 Live Sport, various social media, Jermaine, you've probably put it on your Snapchat, have you?
Oh, it's on the Snapchat.
It's on the Snapchat.
Yeah, it's on my personal Snapchat,
yes.
not the BBC.
Right. Okay, just to make that clear.
UEFA rules.
Good point. Very good point. You're a stickler for the rules and regulations, aren't you?
Of course.
And we're ready here now as the Italians, white shirts tonight, blue shorts, white socks, peel away, and the Belgians likewise too. And let's just run you through those teams again as Mark Clattenburg shakes hands with Gianluigi Buffon and Eden Hazard, who is captaining Belgium in the absence of Vincent Kompany. So the Belgian team, Courtois in goal, a back four of Simon, Alderweireld, Vermaelen and Vertonghen, a midfield of Nainggolan, Witsel and Fellaini, then De Bruyne and Hazard, and Lukaku up front, Romelu Lukaku, who slightly surprisingly, I'm told, has only ever scored in 2 competitive internationals for Belgium. 12 international goals for Belgium in 46 appearances, but only in 2 competitive games. The substitutes joining in a huddle with the Belgian players before the match will begin. And the Italian team tonight, Buffon the goalkeeper, back four of Barzali, Bonucci and Chiellini, and then from the right to the left, Candreva, Parolo, De Rossi, Giaccherini and Darmian, with Pele and Eder up front. So, Belgium against Italy. This is BBC 5 Live. We're here inside the stadium in Lyon after what's been a very wet evening so far, but the sun's still shining on a sliver of the top tier of this enormous stadium. 59,000 capacity. It'll host one of the semi-finals. This is its first match. It's its first match of international football, and it is Italy who get the game underway. It's not the first time there's been a 5 Live commentary from inside the stadium. Just a couple of weeks ago, the 2 big European Rugby Union finals were staged here. So Ian Robertson and Chris Jones et al. Were sitting in these seats. But tonight, it's Euro 2016, and it is Belgium who concede a throw-in. So Italy have a throw-in halfway inside their own half. Already in this group, which began today, Group E, a 1-1 draw between the Republic of Ireland and Sweden, and a draw here tonight would do Ireland and Sweden just fine. But it is Italy with Chiellini, the now balding Chiellini, who plays it all the way back to Buffon. And I sat inside the conference room here yesterday when Buffon and Conte came in together, and Buffon looked $1 million as the ball is played through the middle, and there's a foul on Witsel. Graziano Pelle just a little strong with the challenge there. It's a free kick. Belgium will take it. but Buffon walked in and dominated the room, even with Conte in there as well. He was dressed casually in navy blue, his hair was hanging long, it was shining, and he had a pair of pristine white trainers on, and he spoke brilliantly as well. Tonight, after walking the walk, he's got to talk the talk on the field. And here is Simon then, who was called in late into the squad because of all the defensive injuries, playing it right back, plays it forward. Lukaku on the right hand side, an early cross into the middle, but it's read by Bonucci, who comes across and sweeps it out of play for a throw. Jermaine Genius.
Brilliant movement from Lukaku, that. If he can post up in the middle of the box and get the ball to his feet, but he's also got unbelievable pace. And against this back three, he's going to need to make those runs to stretch them, and it was Simon who delivered a lovely ball into him. It's early signs that this Italian back three need to worry about.
Simon again, crossing left-footed, but it's over the top of Lukaku, and it bounces through. But Lukaku applauds the left-footed cross from Simon on the right-hand side. So it's a goal kick to Italy. It's Belgium 0, Italy 0 in the third of our commentaries today here on 5 Live. Already today we brought you Spain 1, Czech Republic 0, live from Toulouse. Republic of Ireland 1, Sweden 1 from Paris, from the Stade de France. And here now Belgium and Italy. And Buffon's goal kick is over the top of little Giaccherini and straight out of play next to where Conte is standing down there. So it's a throw in to Belgium.
Yeah, I think the Italians, they want to try and play from the back, and it was Fellaini, Hazard and Lukaku just pressed up so high that he tried a cheeky little pass out to Giaccherini, and it was a difficult ball for him, and it ended up going out to play. Those are little things that can get the momentum against you if you don't get them right.
Throw in then that Simon tried to give to De Bruyne, but it was nipped back by Italy. And here is Giaccherini now, who spent the season on loan at Bologna. He is a Sunderland player though still, as things stand. Then De Rossi, the experienced De Rossi, plays it out to the right hand side. Then it comes back into centre field, and whistles from all of those Belgian supporters because the Juventus backline is back in possession. Here's Chiellini, who actually missed a good deal of the last 4 months of Juventus's latest successful season with injuries, but fit for Euro 2016. Italy trying to play it through on the edge of the area. Eder tried to slip it forward. The ball loops up into the air on the edge of the D. It bounces down. Shot from Eder, but took a deflection which took all the pace off it, and Thibaut Courtois was able to come out and pick it up.
Well, the early signs are good from Italy. This pragmatic approach that we expected, defensive, sitting back, that's not what I'm seeing. They're trying to get the ball into Pella as soon as possible.
Yeah, and here they come again with Eder on the left hand side, the Brazilian-born Italian international. Back to Giaccherini on the left, right-footed cross from Giaccherini. That's gone a long way towards the far post. It's pulled down over there and crossed to the near post, where it is hooked away on the stretch by Vermaelen, and eventually it bounces out of play on the far side for a throw-in to Italy.
I mean, as it stands at the minute, they've got 2 players at the back just marking Lukaku. The rest of the Italian squad, they're well into this the final third of the Belgian side. I mean, it's a lot of pressure they're putting onto them.
4 minutes played. Belgium 0, Italy 0, and Italy with a throw. Parolo takes the throw, but it comes to nothing. There was an overlapping run down the right hand side from Candreva, but he couldn't reach, and it's behind for a goal kick to Italy. So Belgium 0, Italy 0. It's quite a cool evening. It's the first time I've had a jacket on in the evening since we've come to France, Jermaine. So there is that little coolness, and certainly not a difficult evening in terms of the temperature for playing football.
Oh, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect, the conditions. It's been raining as well, so the pitch will be nice and quick. It'll zip around. That's exactly how the players like it. Beautiful evening for a game of football.
Yes, you've brought your baseball cap as well. It's the red one tonight.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
bringing a little bit of style to the show, John.
Well, I'd like to think that we were both doing that. It's out of play for a throw into Vertonghen and Belgium on the far side. So Vertonghen again at left back. That's where Mark Wilmots, the well-rounded Belgian coach, who's standing on the edge of his coaching area, likes to play Vertonghen. He likes to play Alderweireld at right back, but Alderweireld in central defence with Vermaelen tonight. And here is the shaven-headed right back Simon then, who turns it back to Witsel, and then into Alderweireld. And now it's the Italians who are whistling, because Belgium have possession inside their own half. And Alderweireld, ever present in the Premier League for Tottenham this season, and it's patient from Belgium. And the Belgian supporters are countering the Italian whistles with olés every time one of the Belgian backline has it. Simon passes it forward, but he overhits it, and Buffon, 38-year-old Buffon, is able to come out and gather it into his stomach.
They're so well drilled, this back three, along with Buffon. There was a moment there where Telvio Alderweireld was looking at Lukaku, waiting for him to make the run, and Buffon was pushing his line up, getting them away from him, because he wants that space to take the ball, and that's exactly what happened. The ball got played in, and he just came and took the ball beautifully. But you can tell already the communication that goes on between himself and that back three is going to be so important throughout this tournament.
Belgium 0, Italy 0. BBC 5 Live's latest Euro 2016 commentary match. It was Vermaelen is caught there. Adair went in. Vermaelen was clearing it. It was a high foot. So this is the first test for Mark Clattenburg in terms of how he'll deal with this. And he's just, as he does, is just allowing things to calm down. And now he will call Adair across. And Vermaelen is still on his knees.
I think it's a yellow card. You know, the ball's bouncing, it's high. Vermaelen goes to clear it. And when forwards come with their studs and stamp down onto your boot, it's seriously painful. You know, he really shouldn't be getting away with that one. I think Mark Clattenburg should have nipped that one in the bud, and he should have been booked for that. Even if it's not intentional, it's dangerous play.
Yeah, he sends Adair away, and no yellow card. Adair, who's been on loan with Inter, it's a 2-year loan with Inter from Sampdoria since January, but actually turned down the chance to move to Leicester, as Leicester City supporters will be well aware. So no yellow card from Mark Clattenburg. And obviously a full set of English officials again, as it was in the night match yesterday. Simon Beck and Jake Cullen are Mark Clattenburg's assistants. And Mark Clattenburg, should England not prosper and go far in this tournament, I think we'll have high hopes of how far he can go in the competition. Here come Italy with Darmian on the left-hand side, cuts in field. Well, he might have had a go on his right foot if he'd been confident there, Darmian, but instead hesitated. And he who hesitates was lost.
I think he made the right decision. He just didn't execute it right. As he cuts inside, everyone's shouting shoot, obviously, but they had an overload down that right hand side, and if he just could have found the first pass, there was acres of space. I think it was Florenzi that was down that right hand side, and if he'd have found him, I mean, he was in on goal.
Some early stages, I know we've only played 8 minutes, but I'm liking the Italian movement.
It's amazing how that formation just changes within a second. You know, 1 minute you look at them right now and they've got 5 at the back, and then before you know it, they've got 2 at the back, and the rest of them are in that attacking third. I mean, it's obviously what they work on, because it works so well.
Italy winning possession back in centre field, and Adair deep inside his own half, and then it's back to the back line. Belgium 0, Italy 0. Belgium, who I remember were runners-up at the European Championship back in 1980. That was another one of my early finals that I remember watching as a schoolboy. We've had a couple of those conversations lately. And Italy, who were European champions back in 1968, the 4 times World Cup winners, but just once European champions. Now the ball to the right-hand side. It's Candreva. There's a Belgian player down. Candreva. Play continues. On his right foot. Drops his shoulder. Crosses it into the near post, but it's easily cleared away on the point of the 6-yard box by Vertonghen. The Belgian player who was down has got up. And now it's up towards Lukaku, who controls it well on the halfway line. Turns. Plays it to Witsel. Witsel now takes it on halfway inside the Italian half, goes for an angled cross into the penalty area. Lukaku heads it back. Fellaini just outside the D. Then it comes back for a low shot by Nainggolan, which is saved down to his left by Buffon. It was close enough to the Italian goalkeeper, and he parried it away behind to his left for a corner.
It's the first bit of good play from this Belgium side, and it all came from Jan Vertonghen. Good bit of defending in his own half, and then he breaks, he releases himself, gets himself into the Italian box, and when the ball comes into him, little nod down to Lukaku, who lays it off to Nainggolan, and there's no second thought in his head. He absolutely smashes that one, and it was a lovely save from Buffon.
Corner from the right, De Bruyne to take it. It's an outswinger. Fellaini gets his head to it. There's a bit of grappling going on with Chiellini as well, but Fellaini headed it well wide. He might meet his match tonight, Fellaini, with Chiellini and Bonucci and Barzali.
They're very clever, the Italians, from all types of set pieces. They always have been.
Have you played many games against Italian club teams and
club
defenders?
Team. Club teams and plenty.
And
exactly what I said. You know, they pinch you, they block you. You know, they set up little things within that box to make sure that nothing's easy for you to just go and get your head onto it. probably the toughest teams you'll come up against when it comes to set pieces.
Graziano Pelle goes down rather easily in the centre circle after a challenge for a man of his size. Wins the free kick. Belgium 0, Italy 0. Mark Clattenburg, yellow shirt, black shorts, yellow socks. Refereed the FA Cup final and the Champions League final in the last few weeks. This is his first game at Euro 2016. England, the only country with 2 sets of refereeing officials at the tournament. Ball back with Buffon, having already made the save from Nainggolan, who may be playing for Chelsea next season. As Vertonghen just tidies it up and plays it back to Thibaut Courtois. One of the many things that Buffon said last night. He was asked obviously about Thibaut Courtois, and he said for young goalkeepers, Courtois is the benchmark. So even though he hasn't had the best of seasons, praise indeed from Buffon.
We had a couple of brilliant seasons at Atletico, so where he looked cool, calm and collected. Granted, last season was not his best, but he's a top keeper.
Throw in for the white shirts of the Italians. It's 0-0, 5 live. Adair then back towards the halfway line. Mind you, he knows his way around a press conference, Buffon, and there was high praise for Courtois and for Hazard as well on the eve of playing against them. Here's Giaccherini, but it comes to nothing. De Bruyne though lost possession, and De Rossi has got it back. Just drags it back, then plays a little ball to Giaccherini, who Conte knows well from his Juventus days. Giaccherini. Now the ball played to Darmian, who's stretching for it but can't reach it, and it's out of play for a throw into Belgium in their own right back position. 12 minutes played here, 0-0.
That's the one situation where you've got a defensive-minded left wing back in that position. He actually should have been in the position where the ball got passed to, but he just wasn't far enough forward.
Jermaine Genius, former England midfielder, with us here in Lyon tonight as Italy play the ball back into the centre circle, and the ball is passed forward by Bonucci. Comes back into the centre circle. Bonucci heads it forward again. Back it comes for Belgium to Lukaku, who pulls the ball down. Now De Bruyne, and they are in quite wide positions, aren't they, De Bruyne and Hazard, in these opening stages?
They are, but I don't think they'll stay there. Hazard, he keeps drifting at times. He's in the middle of the pitch trying to get on the ball. They're going to grow more and more frustrated if this game continues to be like this, because the Italians are dictating the pace of this game. They're dictating what's happening at the minute, and there's not much space for them to move into. So what they all tend to do, as their 2 best players, they'll go, I'm not having this, I'm going to give me the ball and I'm going to make something happen.
Belgium 0, Italy 0, under grey skies. I think the sun has disappeared now. Here is Fellaini, who looks rather odd with that blonde rinse. Is it blonde? Anyway, here's Hazard on the left with the captain's armband on. Little Eden Hazard, and swings a pass out towards Simon on the right hand side. Antonio Conte is waving his arms around next to where Simon plays it infield. Then it bounces down into the full-back position, where it is cleared away by Darmian. Adair, again very deep. Adair playing it up towards Graziano Pelle, but it is won back by Belgium, much to the approval of the Belgian hordes in the stand to our left, and indeed on the opposite side of the stadium too. De Bruyne plays it up towards Lukaku on the edge of the area. Brilliantly read, brilliantly defended by Bonucci, who then follows up to head it away. Only out to Witsel though. Witsel, who's a real Mark Wilmot's favourite in this Belgian team. Now to the left-hand side. Vertonghen's cross, it's gone a long way, and Chiellini looked to be in 2 minds there. Just blasted it away high and wide behind his goal into the Italian supporters for a corner to Belgium.
Really obviously didn't get the shout from anybody, and if in doubt you're always told to make sure you get rid of it. Last thing you want to be doing is trying to bring that ball down or be uncertain and leave it, and then obviously the attacker comes in and finishes it. He did the right thing.
Corner, De Bruyne, an in-swinger. Here it is to the near post, but it's headed away well, under no pressure really, back towards the halfway line. Conte is really orchestrating things down there, isn't he? He's well out of his coaching area. He's like the conductor, isn't he? Very lively in these early stages in terms of how he is going about his job on the touchline.
Well, if this team or this squad is as bad as what we've heard over the last hour, which from the first 15 minutes of this game I don't think they are, then they're going to need Antonio Conte and his organisational skills and helping each and every player on this pitch today. But this is a good side.
But it is, as my man said to me yesterday, when you're playing Italy in a major tournament, take care. Here's Darmian, now to Giaccherini on the left-hand side. Giaccherini's cross, though, blocked by the outstretched leg of Simon, and he's fortunate there. The ball's run to De Bruyne, and Italy could be stretched here. De Bruyne couldn't find the pass. It was awful, actually, from De Bruyne looking for Lukaku, and it was easily intercepted by Bonucci. But Belgium come again with Hazard. Here's Lukaku on the left, crossing it, but it's taken easily by Bonucci. Just took all the pace off it, and Italy are passing it away from the back.
I can't believe how bad that was from Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, that's I've not seen that from him all year. When he gets into those situations, he's so clinical. He at least usually gets a shot off, but you know, I thought Lukaku's run was decent. He took the defender away. He almost said, go on, have a one-on-one, but then when he tried to find him, it was just such a poor pass from him.
Yeah,
he's had a couple of moments like that. I mean, he needs to obviously wake up if he's going to get this Belgium side into the game.
Belgium 0, Italy 0. And a flick from Pellet through the middle for Eder, but it was dealt with by Thomas Vermaelen. They're concerned, the Belgians, about Vermaelen. I think they're just a little bit nervous about Vermaelen, because if you remember at the World Cup in Brazil 2 years ago, picked up a nasty thigh injury that caused him problems for a long period of time.
I'm surprised to see him play, if I'm honest with you, John. He hasn't played for a long time for Barcelona.
20 appearances this season for Barcelona, only 10 of them in La Liga.
Well, there you go.
And here he is in central defence for the tournament. Here's Hazard, lovely from Hazard. Oh, and a lovely touch as well, but Lukaku couldn't get there. Chiellini came across. That was brilliantly read by Chiellini, actually. He saw the danger there, Chiellini. Came across from his left-sided position and snuffed it out.
Yes, it was. I mean, they're experienced defenders, these three. They know exactly what they're doing. They know when to squeeze out. They know when to drop. And their reading of that situation there was exactly what you expect from them.
Yeah, Buffon, Barzali, Bonucci and Chiellini have, now they're playing today, between them 358 caps between those four players, and they're a combined 133 years old. Here's Hazard on the left hand side, heads it back to Vertonghen, who takes it down, the Belgian number 5. And now Hazard again, who's dropping his shoulder. He's got 3 Italians around him near the left corner of the penalty area, turning again. Vertonghen is there. Vertonghen slips it into the penalty area, but Fellaini can't reach it, and it just dribbles through past him to Bonucci. I think Hazard is in the mood.
He definitely looks in the mood to me. He wants the ball in dangerous areas. Not only does he want it, but when he gets it, he's prepared to go past plays. He's already played a couple of 1-2s that are causing problems in those areas. It's only a matter of time when you got someone like Hazard in that type of mood, if I'm honest with you, John.
Well, last time you and I watched Hazard, he came on and effectively wrested the title away from Tottenham, didn't he, with that fantastic goal.
Yeah, he was
within the 2-2 on the Monday night.
He was absolutely brilliant for that 45 minutes that he came on.
And if he plays like that, and they say that he's been in the mood in Belgium's games in the build-up to the tournament too, could be one of the players of this tournament, Eden Hazard. 0-0, 5 live here in Lyon, and here's Fellaini, who plays the ball back into his own half. Now to the right hand side to Simon, and then Nainggolan looks up, plays a pacey ball through for Lukaku. It's got too much on it, actually. Lukaku won't reach that. It's from an angle, and it raced away from him into the advertising hoardings.
It was a good spot from Nainggolan. I'm just not sure that Lukaku made the right run. He almost tried to make a run to the near post, and he needed to pull off a little bit more and go to the far post, because at the angle the ball came in, it would have been a tap-in if he'd have made the right run. It's a great ball from Nainggolan. Yes,
it was. Who is, I must say, they're a great team to commentate on, Belgium, because they are all so different. Ball forward for Belgium, for Italy, but the Belgian goalkeeper Courtois, who is certainly unmistakable, comes out of his penalty area to blast it out for a throw-in. Little Nainggolan is in there, shaven-headed, both sides of his head, but he has this strip of peroxide Mohican from back to front, tattoos everywhere, sleeves high on his shirt, and he is patrolling the midfield as it's given away by Barzali, but Bonucci's able to come across ahead of Hazard and plonk it out of play on the far side of the field. 0-0. Mark Wilmot has taken off his black jacket, and now he looks very much the farmer's son that he is, with his sleeves rolled up, white shirt, hands on his hips, looking very agricultural. Here's Vertonghen on the left-hand side. Hazard now. Hazard starting one of those little runs of his. Fellaini's available, but Hazard's still going. Down towards the corner flag, still going. Gets the ball in, and it's cleared away in the middle by Bonucci on the half volley out of play on the far side.
Yeah, he's definitely in the mood, isn't he? He's drawing 2 and 3 players, but he's still prepared to take them on. And at that point there, again, I thought Lukaku was on his heels a little bit. Maybe he wasn't sure he was going to cross it, but...
Here's the throw for Belgium in towards Fellaini, but a leaping header away. It was Pelé who was back in there. Nainggolan has a chance, shoots from 23, 24 yards. Well, he said it was wide by a little distance, probably 5 yards, and Nainggolan is saying that took a deflection, but it's a goal kick.
He always seems to be in those areas. You know, that when the ball drops to him, it's not luck. A lot of people think that's luck, but if he's floating around those areas enough, he knows he's going to have a couple of opportunities from around 25 yards, and he can strike the ball by the looks of it.
Yeah, that's former midfielder Jermaine Genius with us on 5 Live tonight. 2 more commentaries tomorrow, just 2 Euro 2016 games tomorrow, and we'll have them both for you, including Austria-Hungary, that's at 5 o'clock UK time, and then Portugal-Iceland tomorrow night. Here's Darmian, slips it forward, and then Giaccherini comes across. Though Simon slides in with a challenge, plays it back onto Giaccherini and behind, and Mark Clattenburg was 8 yards away and points goal kick.
It was a risky challenge, I have to say. Giaccherini is just in the box. I mean, it's the right decision though from Mark Clattenburg. When he slides, he doesn't actually make a challenge, he slides to block the cross, and I think it was Giaccherini that ended up standing on Simon, and that's why Mark Clattenburg had to be perfectly positioned, and he gets that one right.
Belgium 0, Italy 0. Fantastic sky now, and a man's walking on the top of the roof. Well, he must be a security man, he must be a soldier, I'm guessing.
This is a bit odd though.
It does look very odd.
Like he's just going for a walk around the stadium roof.
Yes, but pink tinge to the clouds that are up there. He'll have a fantastic view across the city of Lyon.
Yeah.
Is that going on the Snapchat? Here's Simon down the right hand side. Simon's got De Bruyne to the right, uses him. Lukaku's in the middle. De Bruyne's cross is poor again. Double deflection though to Fellaini. Now back to Witsel. Witsel to his right. Simon's still there, shoots. It's deflected off the shin of Chiellini, which loops it over everyone in the box and behind for a corner from the left hand side for Belgium. It's 0-0, and De Bruyne will trot across to the Belgian left on the far side of the stadium. Belgium are playing from left to right as we look in the first half from our high commentary position here in the top tier of the Stade de Lyon, as it's known for Euro 2016, the home of Olympique Lyonnais. De Bruyne has finally got there. He had a chance there to cross De Bruyne and hit the first defender again. It's a packed penalty area. Fellaini is causing real problems with Chiellini. In it comes, and it's cleared away by Italy. I was looking at Mark Clattenburg, but Fellaini and Chiellini were all over each other. I mean, that's
going to be happening all game. They're both very physical players, and they're both trying to get that yard. They're trying to get the run in each other, and obviously from defensive point of view, Chiellini's trying to stop that. It's going to get physical, but as long as Mark Clattenburg keeps a close eye on the fact that it's both of them, there's not much that he can do, I don't think.
Just have the feeling that if Conte, said to Chiellini tonight, I want you to look after Fellaini, that Chiellini will have thought, brilliant, great. I'm really looking forward to that.
I totally agree.
Here's Lukaku to Fellaini, who was just tripped there in centre field by Parolo. Quick free kick taken by Belgium out to the left hand side for Tongan. Witsel, Hazard's in a central area just at the moment. Witsel, slow from him, then back to Vertonghen on the left hand side, and then a touch back out to the left hand side. De Bruyne is out there still, having taken that earlier set piece, and then Belgium bring it back all the way to the halfway line. Still goalless. Not too much in terms of attempts on goal so far. A shot from Nainggolan that was saved by Buffon, another one from Nainggolan that was wide, and Italy have looked bright but haven't created a great deal so far. And here is Darmian, Manchester United FA Cup winner, just like one of his opposite numbers, Marouane Fellaini, tonight, and Darmian's going all the way back to goalkeeper Buffon. Did you get the man on the roof?
I got him, yeah.
You got him?
Yeah.
You've got him, and he's on Snapchat.
My personal one, John.
Yes, your personal one, because yeah. Belgium 0, Italy 0, and Buffon in the D. I had a chance to ask Buffon a question in the press conference last night, and I said, with all of your experience, this is his 9th tournament, either World Cup or European Championship. I said, what do you need to be a successful squad? As Witsel is just caught there by De Rossi, and Mark Clattenburg spotted it. The ball had gone. I think he just caught him, and he's given the free kick. Yeah, in fact, it was Adair who caught him. De Rossi was in there as well, though, just after.
Well, Adair's been booked, so he needs to be careful diving into challenges like that.
Yeah. And Buffon's answer was, squad like they have, he said, the players with the most experience need to be at their best level, and the young players need to sparkle. So that's what Italy are looking for. Cross from the left-hand side from De Bruyne. It's gone a long way. De Bruyne keeps it in on the right-hand side, but then the challenge comes in. Oh, and Giaccherini has lost control of it. It bounces away from an out of play for a throw into Belgium on the right-hand side. Huge Belgian cheers for that. Simon will trot forward. So Simon, who plays for Montreal Impact. This is his second season in the MLS. So back from Canada for the Euros. Simon, deep cross, swirled it over, but it was way above Lukaku, who turns around as if to say, how do you expect me to get anywhere near that? And it is passed away by Italy, then intercepted by Witsel on the halfway line, and then Witsel all the way back to the Belgian back line, and Vermaelen in turn to Courtois, who clears first time. The ball hanging on the halfway line, headed forward by Parolo. Now De Rossi, long-standing Roma man, plays it over the top, looking for the run through the middle of Adair, but it's headed down and cleared away towards the halfway line. Lukaku challenging for it, and in the end the ball is taken up at the back by Barzali. Parolo again, and then back to Barzali.
There's definitely something not right about this Belgium team, John. Something doesn't flow.
Here it comes, Italy flowing. Adair trying to flick it back towards Pele, but Witsel was in position to block it, but that's a poor clearance by Simon, and now Italy have got it back. Dangerous position on the left hand side with Giaccherini approaching the penalty area, pulls in the cross, took a deflection which looped it up. Courtois has come a long way with a punch. He's punched it to Giaccherini, who thought about sending it back in from an angle, and in the end tried to play it across the edge of the penalty area and gave it away. Italy still in possession, not for long, because Hazard won it back. And then a covering challenge which has landed on the chest of Darmian, and this could turn into something for Italy. Darmian angles it back, Pele is there, and Pele shoots, but well wide. Courtois knew it was going wide as he dived down to his left.
Well, there was a moment there for Belgium where if they'd have took care a little bit more, they had a dangerous situation with Lukaku and De Bruyne on the counter-attack, but they didn't. When I think it was Bonucci actually that came across, used his experience to read the game again and won the ball and got Italy on the counter-attack. What keeps happening, John, is it's Darmian and is it Candreva on the right hand side that keep having all the balls to attack. Now obviously you want more attack-minded people in those positions, but you have to think half defensively as well, because he's obviously worried about how good they are going forward.
Belgium 0, Italy 0, and Italy with the ball inside their own half. And in fact going all the way back to the goalkeeper Buffon. We'll hear more from another international goalkeeper, Jens Lehmann, at half-time. Jens Lehmann spending the evening in Paris in the studio with Mark Chapman, and we'll hear from them at half-time, and indeed till 10:30 tonight. Italy down the right-hand side, the ball played in towards Adair. A really strong piece of defending from Vermaelen though, to slide in and clear it, but Italy have won it back on the right flank. Parolo is over there, and the ball is cleared away by Vertonghen, who got the better of him. And then Fellaini with a touch. Strong challenge against Lukaku, and then another strong challenge comes in from Vermaelen on Pele, who is left in a bit of a heap on the ground, and eventually the ball's out of play for a throw-in down here on the Italian left. Darmian takes that back to Chiellini. 0-0. If there is a goal, or indeed goals in this match, they are available to watch immediately on the BBC Sport website and also via the BBC Sport app. Still 0-0 though, as it is brought forward by Chiellini, who gets his legs taken away from him and is sent sprawling forward of the centre circle. And Daniele De Rossi is speaking to referee Clattenburg as if to say, because it was Lukaku with the challenge that came in on him, and De Rossi, you can almost see him saying, worth a yellow card?
Yeah.
but it wasn't, in the referee's opinion. But it's just a little marker, isn't it? That's what the experienced players do.
It is, they just let him know.
Long ball forward. Giaccherini beating the offside trap. Giaccherini scores. Well, the Belgians can't understand how he managed to beat the back four, but he did. Giaccherini was in, and he tucked it away brilliantly with his right foot past Courtois, and the Italians are celebrating their first attempt on target, and it's Belgium 0, Italy 1.
Well, I can't say it's not been coming, John. They've been much the better side in this first half. They've played very, very well, got the ball into these wide areas. The whole team's getting involved in the celebrations. It was a beautiful ball from Bonucci. And once Giaccherini gets in behind Toby Alderweireld, his first touch has to be perfection, and it really is. He's working within a matter of 5 yards, takes it with his left foot, slots it into the far right hand corner with his right foot, and it's nothing more than Italy deserved. That's 1-0, brilliant.
So Giaccherini scores the goal. Brilliant celebration, by the way. He ran away, slapping the palm of his hand on his left breast. And all of the substitutes, all of the Italian substitutes got involved. I'm not sure if Conte was in there as well. Must have been, because it's very close to where he is. And Italy are in front. This unfancied Italy team. The worst Italian team at a tournament for 50 years. And they're winning 1-0 against the world number 2.
The sarcasm, John, the sarcasm.
Well, you know what my man said.
Whoa.
Take care. Take care. And Conte has been handed a handkerchief or a tissue.
I think it was a celebration.
Do you think someone has clocked him?
Well, he's either got a nosebleed from how happy he is from the goal, or it was from the celebrations. I'm guessing it was from the bench.
His nose is bleeding. Here's Hazard. Now Nainggolan on the edge of the area. Well, that was awful from Nainggolan. Did neither one thing nor the other.
No.
And just sort of helped it into the area, and the Italians cleared it away. And now it's a free kick, actually, for a foul in centre field on Eder. He's struggling, Antonio Conte. He's been handed the stylish Italian paper tissue, and he's looking quite angry, actually. And now the physios have actually come, the medical people have come to Conte on the touchline and are giving the Italian coach treatment for a bloody nose.
It's a nosebleed, John, he'll be fine. His team's just gone 1-0 up, he's delighted. I'll tell you what, I've just seen that ball again from Bonucci to Giaccherini. It's absolutely phenomenal, right on the money, beautiful pass, and what a finish.
Well, they've said, haven't they, that no Pirlo, so the onus is on Bonucci to provide those sort of passes, and he certainly did. But Italy coming forward looking for a second goal. Ball played over the top down the right hand side, and Parolo was onto it, but it's cleared away for a throw-in on the far side that the right wing back Candreva will take, almost up level with the edge of the Belgian penalty area. Italy leading Belgium by 1-0. And apparently the close-ups have shown definitely blood coming from Antonio Conte's nose. Throw in for Italy. It's juggled on the right hand side, and then a fierce shot comes in from the right hand side from Candreva, which is parried away by Courtois to his left. He had that on his left foot there and hit it very well, close enough to Courtois though to get his famous black palmed gloves to it.
They're causing so many problems, Darmian and Candreva, because they're getting themselves into a position where you would think Vertonghen should be picking them up, but they can't.
Italian songs you can hear at the moment in Lyon. Here's the corner, it's gone a long way, and Alderweireld had to come into the edge of the 6-yard box and half volley it at power back.
Yeah, sorry, John. So Seaman and Vertonghen should be picking them up, but they can't because of how kind of tucked in they are at times.
1-0 Italy. Second corner, this one's taken short, and in it comes Fellaini. It almost hit him. Straight up in the air, it's across. Pele with a chance. Pele's headed it wide from 6 yards. Clear chance. It's almost an open goal, and he headed it wide.
Can't believe he's missed it. Cannot believe he's missed it. He's so good with his head, Pella. If there's anyone you want this to fall to in this type of position, it's Graziano Pella. The ball gets flicked on. What is he? 7 yards out, right in the middle of the sticks. Stick it in the bottom corner. It seemed to just glance it. The ball's got a lot of spin on it, but Yeah, he's just glanced it too much into that, well, past the far post. Got to stick those away.
So 1-0, but it could easily be 2-0. And incidentally, the Belgian defending there left an awful lot to be desired.
From both corners, John, they was in trouble from both corners.
Ball forward towards Adair, who peels out towards the right-hand side and is dispossessed quite easily by Vermaelen, who passes it forward. And the ball bounces off Lukaku. Belgian groans now. And Italy with the bearded De Rossi, who's caught just as he jumped for the ball, was caught by Fellaini. De Rossi went flying there. No free kick given, but there is now a free kick to Belgium after Bonucci and De Bruyne came together in the centre circle, and both have ended up on the ground.
Well, I don't know if Fellaini's done something as he's won the ball, but he's definitely won the ball cleanly with his head. The ball bounces up in the air. It's a bit of a 50-50. De Rossi and Fellaini have a coming together. De Rossi seemed to come off worse. I don't know whether he's kneed him in his back or gave him a little elbow in his back. I mean, you never know with Fellaini. Maybe I'm being a bit cynical. Just having another look now. Well, he's done nothing wrong, really. You know, he's gone and won the ball cleanly. You're gonna come together every now and again when you go for those challenges. I think De Rossi made a lot of that one.
Yeah. Although I think it was because he was off the ground at the time.
Yes.
And Fellaini came in like a bull in a china shop. Free kick in the centre circle. Belgium 0, Italy 1. Earlier today in this group, Republic of Ireland 1, Sweden 1. And you can see the Giaccherini goal now. It's available now, or at least it should be, on the BBC Sport website via the BBC Sport app. And if you're travelling home, incidentally, listening to us in your car or whatever, this game is on BBC One tonight. Martin Keown is with Steve Wilson for the commentary. They're sitting about 3 rows down on our right-hand side. And Belgium have a throw on the left-hand side. Here's Hazard. Level with the edge of the penalty area. Hazard. And then the ball to Fellaini. Fellaini on his right foot. Plays it back to Witsel. Witsel tees it up and shoots, but well wide. Bounced wide by 2 yards.
It's what they've been limited to, this Belgium side. Shots from 25 yards. We've had 2 for Nangolan. Now Witsel hitting one. None of them really testing. I think the first one from Nangolan tested Buffon a little bit. But apart from that, they've not been able to create anywhere near the amount you'd expect from a forward three of Hazard, Lukaku and De Bruyne.
I think Antonio Conte's bloody nose has now finally been cleared up as the ball is played forward by Pele, but that's way beyond anyone in a white Italian shirt, and Courtois has it at the back. I was at breakfast with Martin Keown this morning, Jermaine, and I mentioned to him that I was going to do some laundry in the washing machine.
Oh yeah.
In the place where we're staying. And I said, are you going to do that, Martin? Here's Hazard on the left-hand side. Hazard weaves back towards the corner of the box, gives it to Witsel. Witsel square to De Bruyne. De Bruyne beats his man on his left foot, shoots, but straight into a sliding Chiellini. And back towards the halfway line, where Belgium will start again. But it's been rather disjointed from Mark Wilmot's Belgium, and he's still standing with his arms with his hands on his hips. Here is Alderweireld, who goes for a long ball, but that's way, way beyond Fellaini, and bounces through for a goal kick. So it remains 1-0 to Italy. Giaccherini's goal in the 32nd minute.
So what did Martin say then?
I said to Martin, it's very reasonable. It's €5 both for the wash and the dry and the detergent. And I said, you do have to do it yourself. You have to put the clothes in the washing machine, take them out into the dryer. And I think you can probably guess the rest.
Yes.
He wasn't getting into that.
No.
He said, I haven't done anything like that since the 80s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I think he's leaving it till he gets back to Paris. Cost a lot more in Paris.
Sure, it'll be all right, John.
Yeah, I think he might be. 1-0 to Italy. Here's De Bruyne. Now to Fellaini. Good night for Italy so far. Italy doing well in the tournament again. Shock. Here's Vertonghen. Back to Witsel. Now Lukaku. Fellaini in the middle. Fellaini through to De Bruyne. That's a lovely ball. De Bruyne with a chance. It's blocked. Lukaku arrives on the scene, and then the ball ricochets as the challenge came in on him. Out of play for a throw-in on the left-hand side. And there's a little bit of bother here between Lukaku and De Rossi, who says that he might have been caught there by Lukaku. Referee Clattenburg's got to deal with this. He's walking backwards away from De Rossi, who's walking towards him, sending him away. And now he will speak to De Rossi. Not sure there was much in that, was there?
Well, he's called Lukaku over as well to have a chat, so I doubt there's much. Just give him a talking to and get this game back on. I mean, it's the first time that De Bruyne has really come to life, and it's no surprise that he's come from this right-hand side into the middle of the pitch, where he's been so devastating at times for Manchester City in and around the D of the 25-yard box. And it was a good touch, but again, another great block from an Italian defender.
Yep. 32 years old, De Rossi, lots of experience there. He's another one of the World Cup winners in this squad from 2006. Barzali as well. This is going to be the end of the international road for Barzali at the age of 35. He's going to retire from international football at the end of Euro 2016, whenever that is. Buffon, incidentally, says he wants to go on to Russia another 2 years when he'll be 40. Here's Hazard on the left-hand side. 1-0 to Italy. But Hazard looking for a 1-2 with Fellaini. Heady touch from Fellaini. Wasn't able to give it back to Hazard. And then Nainggolan wins it back as Italy were on the counter-attack. Vertonghen on the left-hand side. Just delayed it. Gives it to Witsel. Witsel takes it on. 30 yards out. Square pass from him out to the right-hand side. Simon is there. Antonio Conte is almost... well, he's 10 yards outside of his coaching area. Fellaini hooks it across, heads it across. An attempt to hook it goalwards by Lukaku comes to absolutely nothing. And Buffon, all in grey, is bouncing the ball. Belgium 0, Italy 1. Giaccherini with a neat finish, very neat finish. A pass, simple goal really, in terms of it was a long pass over the top from Bonucci in the centre circle, certainly inside his own half. Wow. And over the top of the Belgian defence, who were caught flat.
In terms of it being a long ball, yes, I mean, you could call it as simple. From Belgium's point of view, you wouldn't expect to get caught out like that, but the quality of both the pass and the touch from Giaccherini was, that was real top end stuff.
Yep. Now ball played forward for Belgium down the left-hand side. Fellaini is off onto it. 2 Italians there with him though. Hazard 2. And it bounces to De Rossi inside the penalty area, who controls it really nicely, and then actually volleys it out of play on the far side. Throw into Belgium, who was such a disappointment, I found, at the World Cup. And I say that because I commentated on the game in Brasilia when they played against Argentina. Long throw from Belgium into the area, but Fellaini is penalised for a push inside the box, and he acts as though he can't believe it. Well, he's getting his shirt pulled, Jermaine.
Look, I think Mark Clattenburg knows him very well. he's almost kind of he's got that going against him already. But it was a blatant push. He's not really got that tactful side to him. You know, he's very much in your face, Marouane Fellaini.
But you know, at the same time, Barzali had a hold of the front of Fellaini's shirt. Here's Hazard now, beating a couple of men, but then perhaps trying to do too much. That's a sliced clearance, a badly sliced clearance by Darmian, but it's headed away. Belgium 0, Italy 1. We're in the last minute of the first half. There'll be more from Jens Lehmann with Mark Chapman at half-time on this game. And then you'll be able to join us on the Euro 2016 Football Social after the end of the match, and you can talk to Jens Lehmann and Jermaine Genius. Italy coming forward down the right. Pele with a chance inside the area. It comes back. Adair tries to play it across, but passes it straight to Simon. But good defending this time by Belgium. And now they're off on the counter-attack. And Fellaini's on the ball. Fellaini carrying it forward. Play it to Hazard on the left-hand side. Hazard. Barzali's back-pedalling. Hazard's ball across, a dangerous-looking ball. Played it into the right sort of area. But Italy were able to get the clearance. And it is now back in Italian possession. And the fourth official shows there is 1 minute of added time. So Italy in front. And the ball's out of play on the halfway line on the far side of the field.
This Italian team's very fit as well. As quick as they attack, they all get back just as quick. There was a point there where Hazard's on the ball and you think, right, to counter-attack. I think you want 3v3 at the back, and then all of a sudden you blink and the whole team's back defending. It's brilliant the way they're drilled.
Yeah, the Italians, they're fit, and my gosh, don't they know it?
You just had to go there, didn't you?
Belgium have got the ball inside their own half. Half-time whistle's about to go from Mark Clattenburg. Not quite yet. Here's Vertonghen over the halfway line. There is the half-time whistle. What a good half for Italy. Confounding the critics again. Leading by 1-0. Giaccherini the scorer. And Antonio Conte has got a bloody nose. But it's the Belgians who are losing. Jermaine Genius.
I'm not surprised with the fact that this Italian side have turned up again at a major tournament and put in that type of 45-minute display. They look organised, they look fit, they're passing the ball around. Every time they go on the attack, they look dangerous. I mean, I'm looking at Jan Vertonghen and Marouane Fellaini now, and they're almost arguing coming off the pitch, because that's obviously the level of frustration that's within this team right now. They've got very good individuals, but it just doesn't seem to come together as a team. If they're going to get anything out of this game, it's going to be some brilliance from one of their stars that's going to get them back into it, not a team effort.
Okay, so we're in Lyon here inside the stadium, and now Mark Chapman and Jens Lehmann are going to join us from Paris with the score. Belgium 0, Italy 1. And out he comes eventually. Everyone was there apart from Buffon. Everyone was ready. The ball was on the spot. Clattenburg was ready. And then finally Buffon appears and has trotted over into the goal to our left. So Belgium 0, Italy 1. The second half about to get underway. It's dark now above the Stade de Lyon. It is dry for the time being. Floodlights beaming down on the pitch. And Belgium get the second half underway. They need an improvement here after the first half, when Italy were the better team, created the better chances, and really should have been 2-0 up when Pele had that header that he put wide from 7 yards.
Definitely, John.
Yeah. So Belgium in possession with Courtois in goal, a back four of Simon, Alderweireld, Vermaelen and Vertonghen. And then in midfield, Nainggolan and Witsel, with Fellaini pushing forward through the middle, De Bruyne on the right, Hazard on the left, and Lukaku up front, who's not really been able to get into it. Hasn't had a chance so far, Lukaku. Now, poor pass actually from Parolo out to the right-hand side, way beyond Candreva, and it's out for a throw.
It was a good opportunity as well, Pella.
It was Pella's pass, wasn't it?
Pella's pass, yeah. I mean, overhit with his left foot. It was a simple pass out, to this right-hand side to Candreva, and with the crosses that's been coming in the box in that first half, that's a missed opportunity. Yeah,
Pele hasn't had the best of nights, has he? He's looked a bit
weirdly
rusty.
Enough, no, he hasn't. I mean,
ball clipped over the top. Now this is better. The ball on the right-hand side from Parolo is blocked by the sliding defender, but Parolo recovers. But then his attempted pass is intercepted or bounces down for Fellaini, who takes it away from the edge of his own penalty area, but groans from the Belgian supporters because he actually played it back into central defence. And then a long pass up towards Lukaku, who gave the Belgian striker little chance. Fellaini exchanges passes and then invites Hazard to run onto the ball, which is chipped by Bonucci onto the arm of Hazard. It bounces out of play, and referee Clattenburg says it's nothing more than a throw-in to the Italians. And this is the Italian team. No changes for them either at the break. Buffon in goal, a back four of Barzali, Bonucci and Chiellini, a back three, I beg your pardon. Then Candreva on the right, Darmian on the left. In the middle, De Rossi with Parolo and Giaccherini either side, the goal scorer, with Pele and Eder up front. Italy sending another pass forward down the right-hand side for Pele, but he's beaten to it, and it's passed back to Courtois. Jermaine Genius.
He's really not having a good game, Pele, I have to say. I mean, he's such a focal point for this team, but every time the ball comes into him, he's not had the composure to, just to kind of take that extra touch and then make sure you find your pass. He's rushing his passes a little bit. His touch has been off at times. If he just, if they get that point sorted out, the amount of times they will have opportunities wide is unbelievable. But he just needs to calm down a bit.
Yeah, 1-0, Italy leading. Just got a slight sniff of cigarette smoke there from somewhere, which you are certainly forbidden to do.
It's not the first time, though.
If you ever get the wind of that, somebody will be for the high jump. It's a throw-in for Italy down the left-hand side. Talk about hugging the touchline here, incidentally. Candreva
Yeah,
is all on his own.
But if you look at the problem, it's just caused Vertonghen.
And the ball is pinged out towards Candreva, who then under no particular pressure completely misses the ball, and it's out of play for a throw to Belgium.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good ploy to use. You know, if he stands out on this right-hand side, Vertonghen's looking at him thinking, well, I can't go and stand out because I have to tuck in and cover. And then obviously the midfielder then has the space to make a run for the ball to come into the box. But they're really struggling to deal with this formation.
Yeah, Belgium have to up it. Ball is played from the halfway line, but that's an easy one from Darmian for Courtois to deal with.
You know, it's not just dealing with the formation either that's causing them the problem. They've not been good enough on the ball, the Belgium side. They've not popped it around quick enough. Their movement's not great. I'm not sure Fellaini in the hole is working. You know, he's too rigid. I don't think he's mobile enough to play in that position. Yes, he's a threat from wide areas, but I think if Dries Mertens comes onto the pitch and then you can put De Bruyne or Hazard in there, we see more problems.
Simon crossing, but that is headed away calmly by Bonucci, and now Chiellini lifts it rather cockily out to Darmian on the left hand side, but his pass downfield is played back by Alderweireld to Courtois, who takes it down on his knee and then clears it long through the middle. Hazard flicks it on, and in any case Lukaku is in an offside position, so it's a free kick to Italy 15 yards inside their own half. So Belgium 0, Italy 1. And Hazard started brightly, but as Belgium continue to struggle against the Italian system and the Italian brio as much as anything else, Hazard can't really get properly into the game, and De Bruyne hasn't pulled up any trees actually on the right hand side yet. We see a Zidane turn from Fellaini as he wins the ball in centre field, but it ends up back with Courtois, who clears long again. Another high long ball for Lukaku, who is able to head it on to De Bruyne, whose touch was terrible, and Italy have got it back.
Did you just say a Zidane turn from Fellaini?
Yeah, I did. Well, it was.
I refuse to call it that.
That's harsh.
It was a turn, but anyway.
Here's Hazard. Hazard now infield towards Fellaini, controlling the ball tightly, giving it to De Bruyne. De Bruyne's attempted cross. Lukaku was there in the middle, but Chiellini again came across and just blocked it easily. Belgium with the throw. Vertonghen now crosses. Lukaku with his back to goal, forced out of the penalty area, then back to Witsel. Now Simon, first time into Lukaku. I'm not sure he was quite expecting it. And then De Bruyne, a little fortunate. Oh, that's poor from De Bruyne, gives it away, an awful pass. And then an important challenge from Vermaelen on the halfway line, just sends it through to Buffon, who underarms it out quickly, and Italy could be off down the left hand side here. Darmian. But they're in no hurry, Italy, at the moment.
The way they play is unbelievable. So when Belgium have the ball and they're on the attack in that final third, they get so tight as a unit. You know, the three come together, they're well inside the 18-yard box. Then the wing-backs.
Here they come, Italy through the middle. Parolo plays it through. Just ran away from Giaccherini as the challenge came in at the crucial point. And that meant that Belgium had the ball back again and playing it to Fellaini, who chests it down but presents it.
Yeah, as I was saying, John, then the wing-backs come to make like a 5 at the back. But the minute they win the ball, they make the pitch so big. Candreva and Darmian are literally standing on the lines. One on the left side, one on the right. I mean, I've not seen width like that in a long time.
The thing is, Conte, because he saw Italy coming forward, the ball played to Candreva on the right hand side. Candreva could be in, but a really good sliding interception and tackle from Vertonghen to cleanly dispossess Candreva and slide it out for a throw.
He's absolutely fuming as well. He knows that this is a big problem for him on this left hand side. He's struggling to deal with it, and Candreva just took too long. He could have just took a touch, got it in the box. That's twice now they've got into that situation in this half and not acted quick enough.
Corner then. Candreva takes it very deep towards the back post, where it is headed away by Alderweireld. And now Giaccherini, the goal scorer, the scorer of the only goal so far. It breaks down for Italy though, and Hazard is off now. Belgium counter-attacking. Hazard, lovely little pass through to De Bruyne. First time pass to De Bruyne. Lukaku's in on his left foot. Lukaku shoots wide of the top right corner with his left foot. And that's an escape for Italy. That, from Lukaku, should have been 1-1.
But it had to be, and it was a brilliant break from them. They've got it out quick right onto the right-hand side to Kevin De Bruyne. He knows exactly what he wants to do. He knows exactly where Lukaku is. He gets it across to him. Buffon tries to come out and narrow the angle. I mean, he's come out as far as the 18-yard box. Lukaku, he knows he needs to lift this because Buffon's going to go down, but he just can't keep it on target. He's got to stick that away. They've not been in the game, and any opportunity they've got, they need to try and obviously score, but poor finish from Lukaku.
That was the best of Belgium, though, in the game. But now they're defending, and Simon can't block it. It bounces out to Parolo, who hits the shot. It's blocked too. Candreva playing it in, and it's a header and a foot of fine save by Courtois. Pele on target this time. Courtois leapt to his right, got a hand to it to push it away.
Anytime this ball comes in the box, this Belgian defence cannot deal with it. Pele's a problem, Ede's a problem with anything that goes a little bit deeper. They really are causing problems.
Remarkable, really, when you consider the defending talent that they've got in there. Here's Hazard, though. It's quite open all of a sudden, this game. End-to-end stuff involving the Italians. Hazard to Nainggolan, who wants to shoot. He does shoot. It's blocked on the edge of the penalty area by Chiellini, and then passed away towards the halfway line to Pele. And Belgium back in possession. Jermaine Genius.
This is better from them then. They've ramped up the pressure now. It's not as slow, not as pedestrian. They're passing it a lot quicker into dangerous areas, trying to get shots off. But again, the Italians just keep standing strong. Look at the amount of numbers they've got now.
Here's a cross for Tonga, took a deflection, and that carried it into the gloves of Gianluigi Buffon, who's sprinting out towards the edge of his penalty area to give it to De Rossi. And then Italy on the left-hand side. When Mark Wilmots was talking about the tactics yesterday, the Belgian coach, he said, we need to be solid against either 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, whatever it's going to be from Italy. And here they come, and it's Chiellini who's taken it a long way forward, and then Simon puts in the challenge and sends Chiellini sprawling and takes the ball. So Chiellini's out of position. Hazard now turning on the halfway line. Hazard cutting infield onto his right foot, away from Barzali, and then Hazard sends a high pass out towards De Bruyne, who takes it down. He's next to the byline, but De Bruyne's cross is blocked by Darmian's left leg. Throw-in. De Bruyne takes it quickly. Hazard's now out there on the right-hand side with De Bruyne, and now he's drifting in from the right-hand side, and he's still in possession, and he turns onto his left foot, and Hazard shoots straight at Buffon, who's able to pat it down and clutch it.
I think Buffon's just going to calm it down a little bit now, use his experience. I think he knows this is a little bit too end-to-end for the Italians, liking they're 1-0 up, and they don't need to make the game like this. They should slow it down, try and keep the possession, because this Belgian side are now starting to find a little bit of a rhythm.
Conte's going to make a change, but first Candreva skips away from Vertonghen, but then mishits a pass infield. And Belgium, their supporters, the Red Devils, are urging Simon to take it on. He actually plays it infield towards Nainggolan. Now back to Simon again, and then back into the centre circle it comes to Fellaini. It's going to be Mattia De Sciglio of AC Milan who is going to come on for Italy. But Belgium playing it up towards Lukaku, who's tightly
Poor from Lukaku.
Yeah,
poor.
Miscontrolled it.
He's so strong. Just put your foot on it and let Hazard come and run onto it and hit it.
Chiellini giving him no chance, no space though. And then an angled ball in towards Fellaini inside the Italian penalty area, but Barzali got his head to it first. Behind corner, Belgium.
Buffon's rallying the troops now. He knows this is a very important moment within the game. They need to stay strong, they need to stay tight. He's having a word with all of them.
Corner then, De Bruyne just rubs his brow on his left sleeve. De Bruyne with the corner into the edge of the 6-yard box. It's scraped away, free kick given, and it's a foul by. Now, have a guess. Was it A, Axel Witsel? Was it B, Raja Nainggolan? Or was it C, Marouane Fellaini? Call now. 0500 909 693. It was Fellaini.
Chiellini's just too clever. Anytime there's a physical battle, he's probably watching the referee whilst it's going on. That's how clever he probably is. And I think he's probably saw that the referee's having a look and he thought, you know what, I'm going to go down here. He's dragged me onto the floor, wins his team a free kick.
Darmian is being withdrawn. So De Sciglio who is naturally left-sided, is going to come on and replace him. The only AC Milan player in this Italian squad. Out he goes to take the place of Darmian.
Wow, that's unbelievable, that. Team like AC Milan.
Yeah. I suppose that...
these are the times, John.
Yeah.
These are the times we're in.
As the ball is played over the top for Italy. Down the right, and Candreva crossing in towards the near post. Went a long way. Two players were after it at the near post. Two Italian players. It's flicked away, and Simon was able to clear it in the end out of play for a throw down the right-hand side here.
It's unbelievable how many times that ball comes into the box and the Belgian back four just do not seem to be able to deal with it. I mean, if I was Conte, I'd just be saying, whip that ball in every 2 minutes.
Ball's out of play again for a throw to Italy down the right. Belgium 0, Italy 1. I suppose AC Milan would have had Montolivo in the squad had he been fit, but he was ruled out through injury.
I think Mertens has just been called to the bench.
Yeah, and that's, you can hear the reaction of the Belgian supporters. I think that's what they're cheering. They want to see Mertens on the field. And Belgium lose possession because Witsel stumbled. Candreva has got the option here, but it was rather ponderous from him, of Bonucci, who crossed, and it's headed away on the edge of the penalty area. Still 1-0 Italy. Giaccherini just forward of the centre circle, playing it behind Candreva. There's Conte again there as the ball comes to this side of the field. Directing operations. This is what we're going to have to get used to seeing at Chelsea next season. Then a ball in towards Eder on the edge of the penalty area, who was unable to do what Giaccherini did in the first half and take it down at close quarters, the long pass, and that meant that Belgium, in the shape of Alderweireld, were able to clear it out for a throw.
You know what? Bonucci's got a radar in his foot tonight. Everything he touches, every pass he tries to find, it lands exactly where he wants it, and that was an opportunity.
Throw-in taken by Italy. And then Barzali plays it back into the centre circle. It's Chiellini this time, and Chiellini might have a little wander, but no, he plays it to the left-hand side to the newly arrived Di Sciglio. Now Pelle to the left-hand side again. 4 Italian shirts around the edge of the penalty area, and then Simon comes in with a challenge, and the ball just runs through to Buffon. But Giaccherini's claiming there that he was fouled, but Clattenburg's having nothing of that.
He's not, but I think he's got a case. Yeah, the only thing I would say is he overran it. He was never going to get to the ball, but he seemed to be blocked by Simon.
Incidentally, with Fellaini being pulled up by Mark Clattenburg for fouls, is it to Fellaini's disadvantage that a referee like Mark Clattenburg, who knows him so well, is in charge of this match?
Probably, yes. That's my honest answer. It's probably not the answer I wanted to give, but honestly speaking, the better you know a player, the more likely you're going to be given those.
Vertonghen with a cross, an angled cross. Lukaku is there at the far post, but Chiellini clearly got a shout there from Buffon, because there was a fist bump between the two Italians as he headed it off the top of his head out for a corner.
It was a lovely ball in from Jan Vertonghen, but again they just look very comfortable. It's Nainggolan who's getting dragged.
Well, he's been quiet, Nainggolan.
Well, but listen to that.
Well, that has gone down badly.
It's not the player they wanted to come on.
So Nainggolan makes way. Of course, he plays his football in Italy for Roma, so it may have been a number of the Italian fans who aren't supporters of Roma whistling him off. Corner for Belgium, headed away at the near post, comes out to Hazard. Hazard on his right foot, plays it back to De Bruyne. De Bruyne teasing ball. Oh no, he's overhit it. He's overhit it way beyond Fellaini, Lukaku, and it's all the way out for a throw-in over here.
They're just having too many players that are having that type of night, this Belgium squad. De Bruyne has been very quiet. Lukaku's been off his game. I mean, Hazard's trying to make things happen, in fairness to him. No one's really stood out.
And Mertens has come to the left-hand side. Dries Mertens, the number 14.
Yeah, and Hazard's gone into the hole exactly where he should be. I mean, Fellaini, he's not that type of player. You know exactly where he's going to trouble you. He's only going to trouble you if balls come into the box. And this back 3 or back 5, whatever they revert to, this Italian side, they've dealt with crosses like they're nothing tonight.
So Mertens has had a very good season for Napoli in Italy. Now on to play against the Italian national team, winning his 47th cap tonight, Mertens. 1-0 to Italy. And Belgium with work to do in this group, in which already today, if you haven't heard the news, if you've been working late, Republic of Ireland 1, Sweden 1 was the score in the opening match in this group. Our earlier commentary live from the Stade de France, with Houlihan opening the scoring, but Clark equalising for Sweden with an own goal. And earlier Spain, the defending champions, going for an unprecedented 3 in a row in the European Championship, won 1-0 against Czech Republic in their opening match. Italy winning 1-0 here. And Simon with the ball on the right hand side. De Bruyne on his right foot plays it just behind Vertonghen, halfway inside the Italian half. Vertonghen's cross is blocked by Parolo. Vertonghen continues his run down near the corner flag, delays the cross, then here comes the cross, but Giaccherini was there to hit it high and away on the edge of the penalty area. And now Eder turns, plays it to the left hand side. De Rossi, little stretch from him, and now a turn from Pele, who took a whack from Mertens, but referee Clattenburg says no, Italy are in possession, it's no free kick, just play the advantage. Although in actual fact Italy go all the way back to Buffon, who took a heavy touch there. Lukaku was all over him, and that forced Buffon to clear it quickly.
Great play.
Yeah, kept it in play. And now Parolo down the right hand side. Italy have got 4 in the middle. Parolo's cross is over Pele, headed away by Simon into a central area, and now Giaccherini again. Giaccherini, little touch towards the left hand side to De Sciglio, and then back towards the halfway line again. 1-0 Italy. Chiellini. It's Chiellini's given it away, and he's given it away to Hazard, and then Chiellini blatantly pulls Hazard back on the halfway line, and then has the absolute nerve to stand with his palms apart as if to say, what?
Yeah.
What?
No, he had to do it. It was a good foul. I mean, that's when Italy look at their weakest. Anytime that the Belgian side are in the final third, trying to pop it around, just as they are now, the Italians get a very good shape, and you just don't see them getting broke down. But they take quite a lot of risks in the amount of players that they flood forward, and when they do, if they don't get those passes right, they can get caught on the counter-attack.
So Chiellini booked. Belgium 0, Italy 1. Belgium, red shirts with lots of black trim, black shorts, red socks, losing possession through De Bruyne on the edge of the area. Pele, I suspect he might be in line for a substitution. Pele loses it. Vertonghen now in from the left hand side, cleared away though, and then helped further away by Candreva. Won back though by Vermaelen, and the former Arsenal captain, now of Barcelona, gives it to Hazard, still of Chelsea. Now square it goes to Fellaini of Manchester United, then back to Hazard again. Now Mertens on the left side, deep angled cross towards the back post. Very good header away by De Sciglio, out of play for a throw to Belgium on the far side. He
had to deal with Thomas Vermaelen and Marouane Fellaini at the back post and dealt with it very well.
This is building pressure from Belgium. Fellaini with the mop of now, did we agree it was blonde hair, Fellaini?
You had that conversation on your own, I think, John.
Yeah, I know you wanted to get involved with it. It's almost orange.
I think he's tried to dye it blonde, and it's not quite worked.
No.
Italy are down to 10 men.
Mertens taking it onto the edge of the penalty area, but 3 Italians are there. Pele is off the field at the moment. He's taken a bang. So Italy playing with 10 men for the time being. Hazard skips away from the challenge. He's on his left foot, but Italy are back in numbers, and indeed those numbers have snaffled the ball back from Hazard, who's gone down in a heap inside the area, having tried to go past that line of white shirts, and he's feeling his right knee.
I think he clashed knees with somebody.
Yeah, I think he's just knocked knees, hasn't he?
It's painful when you're running at pace and somebody nicks the ball away and you clash knees. It hurts for a long time. I think he's getting up now, so it's not too bad. It's just the knock.
Yeah, he's okay. The Belgian captain. Belgium 0, Italy 1. So join us, 0500 909 693 on 5 Live tonight, the Euro 2016 football social. You can talk to Jermaine Genus, who's here with us in Lyon, Jens Lehmann, who's in the studio with Mark Chapman near the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and you can watch the goals from this match, or the goals so far, if there are any more. It's available to watch now. Giaccherini's goal, brilliant piece of control, and a very good finish as well. You can watch that BBC Sport website and via the BBC Sport app. And the match is live now on BBC One on the television. Pele's okay, back on the field. Hazard's okay, and in fact Hazard is in possession now, and he's got De Bruyne and Lukaku either side of him, and Hazard couldn't find the pass through the inside left, but Hazard has got it back on the edge of the D, shoots, but it is blocked by Giaccherini, the extremely hard-working Giaccherini. Belgium with Mertens, who's brought a certain brightness, I must say, to the Belgians. Mertens cross beyond Fellaini and bounces through, and once again Chiellini and does a job on Fellaini.
Well, already they look a lot more dangerous with Eden Hazard playing in the hole. It's given De Rossi a whole different problem. It's given that back three a whole different problem. Do they come out and mark him? Do they drop off because they know how much quicker he is than Marouane Fellaini? Just a couple of times he hasn't managed to get his passes right, but more improving signs from this Belgian side.
1-0 Italy. That's Jermaine Genius, the former England midfielder. And we're watching Belgium with Fellaini, and now Mertens is going for goal from 40, 50 yards probably, but Buffon just watched it fly over the top of the crossbar. And it was the reaction from Buffon there,
keepers don't like that, John.
As if to say, you had the temerity to try and score past me from 50 yards. And Buffon takes rather a poor goal kick,
I don't know why he did
which De Rossi couldn't do anything but give it away. But De Bruyne wasn't able to take it on, and then Candreva gets his legs taken away from him by Mertens. So it's a free kick to Italy, 10 yards inside their own half. Just 20 minutes to play, Jermaine. Belgium needs something, and what they're going to do, Mark Wilmots is going to turn to Divock Origi of Liverpool.
Yeah, and I think it would be a direct swap. I'd be surprised if he doesn't just take Lukaku off. He's not really done much, and if he keeps them both on the pitch, he's going to have to drastically change his formation.
So Origi, who has flourished under Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, scored in that memorable semi-final against Borussia Dortmund. He's waiting on the touchline, looking rather unfamiliar.
It's another mohawk, isn't it?
It is. And what colour's that?
They're all going for this same. I don't know. It's like the yellow of a traffic light. Auburn.
Amber.
Amber. There we go.
You're right there. You've called it. You've called it again. We've got there in the end. It's Fellaini's hair, Origi's mohawk. It's amber.
We've had some conversations tonight, John, you and me.
Well, here we are in Lyon, gastronomic capital. We've got an evening of fine food still to come. Might be peanuts, who knows. Here's Hazard, now to De Bruyne, back into the middle of the defence. Fellaini to Witsel. This is all through the middle. Mertens, now to De Bruyne, back to Mertens across to Lukaku, but it was a very awkward height from Lukaku. But he didn't make it look good. He rather laboured to bring it down, and he's still in a heap on the floor. Belgium, as they continue to attack towards Buffon's goal. Mertens goes for a deep cross towards the back post. Hazard doesn't reach it because De Sciglio got there with his head, and De Sciglio will pass it away, and they're in danger of losing it. Giaccherini lost his footing, and now Chiellini comes across and plays it cleverly off De Bruyne and out of play for a throw-in to the Italians, who lead 1-0 with less than 20 minutes to go.
Well, for a player that's just come off the bench, De Sciglio has had to make a couple of decisive headers at that back post. His positioning's good. He's been put under pressure twice, and twice he's delivered.
Well, that's it for Lukaku. Origi is going to take his place, and I don't think Lukaku can have too many complaints.
Again, I mean, these fans, they make their feelings known, don't they? If things ain't going right, they make that player know.
Yep, they've booed him off.
Well, it's been, I can understand it's been a frustrating evening for them. So much is expected of this team, and they've flattered to deliver really on the night. In little spells, they can put a couple of moves together, but apart from that, they've been schooled almost by the experience of this Italian side.
And I mean, Wilmots, when he was talking about playing against the Italian system, he said, we'll deal with it. He said, I'll know 90 minutes before what system it is, we'll deal with it. They really haven't been able to.
No.
That's all to the credit of Conte's Italians. Here is Candreva on the right-hand side. Candreva going one way, then the other. He's up against Vertonghen and then slips it through. That's lovely play. Parallel, now to the edge of the area. Giaccherini mishits the shot. Simon threw himself in front of it, and it's actually flicked off Simon as it went wide for a corner.
I'll tell you what, Dries Mertens is just having a word with Marouane Fellaini here. It was lovely play, but there was no need for Fellaini to get sucked in and leave the space, for them to just run into, just drifted into it. He just took himself out of the equation, Fellaini.
The next Italian change is going to be Ciro Immobile to come on, presumably for Pele. Corner though to Italy, into the near post. A glancing header across from De Rossi, headed away at the back post by Witsel for Belgium. And then given away badly by Candreva. And now Belgium could be off. Well, they were off on the counter-attack. And there is a blatant foul from Eder, who...
Oh, he didn't get booked, did he?
No, he didn't get booked. He should have been booked.
Yeah, that's right.
But he wasn't. And so that is a yellow card. But I mean, that was a cynical foul. Belgium were away there. You could almost call that a goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, they had the numbers. It was. They'd have had to do something very badly to make, to not at least get a shot on goal. But it's what you're taught as a footballer. Especially on the continent, they're taught. Any minute your team is in trouble, you need to sacrifice yourself and take a yellow card for the team, and that's exactly what he did there. From a manager's perspective, I'd applaud that. He's just taking him off now, Eder, but he'd be given a pat on the back saying thank you very much, and so will I think it was Lazigi that gave the ball away in that dangerous position. Again though, Italians attacking, that's when they're at their weakest.
Yeah. Simon has also been replaced by Carrasco of Atletico Madrid. Yep. So this is going to be there's going to be a Belgian reshuffle here then, if Carrasco is coming on for the right back Simon. So let's work that one out.
Well, he was absolutely brilliant when he came on in the Champions League final for Atletico. Obviously scored the goal, snogged his misses, but good player.
Only his 5th cap. Scored in the Champions League final, Carrasco. Here's Origi on the right hand side. Origi, bright orange boots, turns, crosses. Mertens was there, but it was headed away in the middle by Barzali. And then it comes out for Witsel with a shot that is deflected out of play down here on the left-hand side.
Well, Origi's already injected some pace into this side. Cheeky little dribble on the right-hand side, gets the cross in. Didn't see Mertens ever beating Chiellini in the middle of the park, though.
So it's a back three, is it, for Belgium now? Just keep an eye on that. Yeah, De Bruyne playing it across to Witsel. Witsel just outside the D. Now Mertens tries to help it on. Central area, helps it straight onto the path of Chiellini though. Belgium have got it back. In this second half, they're attacking towards the Belgian hordes behind the goal to our left. And they are warming to it, the supporters and the Belgian team. But then Chiellini is bundled over. In any case, the ball's behind for a goal kick to Italy, and it is still 1-0 to Italy, and we've got less than 15 minutes to go now, Jermaine.
Yeah, and I know exactly what the Italians are going to do. They're going to slow it down now. They're going to go down at every opportunity. They're going to keep the ball, play a more possession-based style of play, and frustrate this Belgium side, because they're going to throw everything at them now. They seem to have changed their formation, as you said, and they've got all their attacking power on the pitch now.
Yes, Carrasco is over there on the far side, the Belgian right, but Italy have got it back with De Sciglio, who wins a throw-in off Carrasco, almost level with the edge of the penalty area. And Thiago Motta is also about to come on. That'll be Antonio Conte's last change. Well, Italy lost possession, and now Origi, and he gets his legs chopped away from him by Barzali, and that's an instant yellow card for the experienced Italian defender.
He looked sharp, Origi. That's twice they've tried to get after him. I think they'll be absolutely delighted, this Italian team, that he didn't start the game the way he's just...
Correction, Bonucci it was with the challenge. He's yellow carded.
But the way that Origi has started is, he looks quick.
And we will see this change before the Belgian free kick, or will we? Yes, we will. It's De Rossi who's coming off.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think he's getting more and more tired. When Hazard went into the hole, you could see him getting a little bit more leggy, and Thiago Motta will come in and play exactly that same role. He will sit there in front of his midfield. Another heavily experienced player, maybe not as many caps at international level as he probably should have got.
No, 33 years old. This free kick taken by De Bruyne, but Buffon moves quickly to his right out of the 6-yard box and catches it as easy as shelling peas, as they used to say. Thiago Motta winning his 27th cap tonight. Brazilian born, of course.
Champions League winner, played at the top. Inter, Barca, been everywhere.
Belgium 0, Italy 1. I just assumed that it would be Motta and De Rossi in there, and perhaps the less experienced Parolo might have made way.
No, but you know, Parolo and Giaccherini, they're almost like the engine in that midfield. The amount of running that those two players get through, they're there in attack. They get there, they get back and defend, and I think De Rossi was getting tired, so it made sense. It's a like-for-like change, doesn't have to upset the balance too much.
Yes, the finely tuned Italian engine. Never mind your va-va-voom. Here's Mertens. He's hitting a shot that's blocked on the edge of the penalty area. That bounces away back towards the halfway line. Now to the right, and Carrasco. Witsel couldn't reach it. Italy away on the counter-attack, searching for a second goal. It is the goal scorer, Giaccherini, taking it away through the middle, gives it to the right-hand side. Candreva allows it to run and then crosses it straight into the defender, and De Bruyne reaches the deflection and plays it to Hazard, and Hazard now speeding down the left wing. Hazard up against Barzali, plays it infield to De Bruyne, who's 30 yards out. De Bruyne wanted to shoot, he did. It was blocked by the newly arrived Motta, and then Giaccherini is bundled over by Witsel on the far side, and it's no free kick, says Mark Clattenburg. Well, it looked for all the world as though Italy should have had a free kick for that, but here come Belgium again. Origi just outside the area, easily dispossessed, and he's off on another run. In fact, it's Immobile, and he's given it away. Carrasco then, let's see what he can do. And he can do it. He beats his man, plays it back to the corner of the area. De Bruyne with a cross deep right over the penalty area to the far side, where Fellaini gets a touch. Now it's with Hazard, back once again to Fellaini. Fellaini now to Mertens on his right foot. Tried to bend it, tried to curl it, and it actually took a deflection, a tiny little nick, which might have taken the bend off it. Corner.
I'm not sure it did take a deflection. I mean, Mark Clattenburg was right next to it, so it must have, but it didn't seem to me that he hit it with bend. He tried to hit it with power, but they've got the corner.
They have. Corner to Belgium, searching for the equaliser. Deep one. Fellaini got to it well, headed it back across, but headed away by Italy and cleared further away by Candreva on the edge of the penalty area. And then Hazard had Giaccherini all over him, and it's a free kick to Belgium. Good position. Yep. Well, Hazard's taken it quickly to Carrasco. Packed penalty area. Mertens on the right hand side. Mertens cross straight into the first defender. Another corner. Mertens immediately signals to the ball boy over there to get the ball back quickly, a different ball, so he can take this corner. We're into the last 10 minutes now here on 5 Live from Lyon. Mertens with the delivery from the right hand side, and Alderweireld was after it. Whole group of players. I think it might have been for Tongan or Valderweireld. Comes back in, Origi with a chance, and he's headed it over the bar from just outside the 6-yard box.
Wow, that was the chance. That was the chance they've been waiting for. They've built the pressure up. They've been playing with a lot of intensity and just waiting for that opportunity to come, and it's come to Divock Origi, and he has to do better there. It's a tough one that's come onto his head. It's a lovely ball from Kevin De Bruyne, but he just gets too much on it, John. He just needs to glance that, flick it into that far corner, and ended up heading it over the bar.
You'd think another chance, there'd still be time for another chance in this game. Crunching challenge comes in from De Sciglio on the halfway line. That was a classic Italian tackle on Carrasco.
Yeah, he wins the ball. It was a clean tackle, but takes the man as well.
Yeah, welcome to Euro 2016, young man. Carrasco. He's okay though. Took the ball. De Sciglio. Here's Hazard, who little tug on him. Another free kick. Little fouls. Well, some big fouls, but some little fouls all over the field from Italy.
Well, they've just had a moment of real pressure, you know, and they want to try and break this up now as much as they possibly can to slow it down. The intensity was high, and when the intensity is high, they seem to be the ones that will fail most. There's some young, fit players in that Belgian squad, and these are big moments for Antonio Conte's side.
Yeah. Be a great opening win for Italy if they're able to get this against the team currently ranked number 2 in the world with all of their talent. As Hazard is fouled again. This time, whose turn is it? This time, Motta, and he's yellow carded. So that is 1-2. Count them up in a moment. Here's Hazard. Belgium quickly into the action. Hazard plays it across. The touch from Carrasco took it away from Witsel. Still Belgium in possession. Carrasco, this is on the right hand side now. Carrasco weaving one way and the other. Alderweireld's joined the attack out there. Carrasco plays it through to Hazard in the box, right side of the penalty area. Back to Alderweireld. His cross. Origi tried an overhead kick. I'm not sure that was the best choice, and he got it all wrong. There were 2 Belgians behind him. Italy clear it away, and now they're off on the counter attack, and this could be danger for Belgium. And it's still, the shot is well saved by Courtois, diving to his left. It was Immobile who took it on the counter-attack. He had Pelé available, but went for goal himself, and Courtois made the save, diving to his left.
There was a poor pass from Jan Vertonghen as it comes on to him on the volley. He tries to lay it off to Thomas Vermaelen, leaves it short, and it's Immobile who gets hold of it, drives at Thomas Vermaelen, cuts inside, and when he strikes it, I mean, from here I thought it was in, to be honest with you, John, but brilliant save from Thibaut Courtois.
Yeah, one-handed, diving to his left. Candreva with the corner, which is cleared away by Origi. Sliced it straight behind, so another corner, another Italian corner. And they're in no hurry. All of the red and white and green of the Italian tricolours are there, draped over the front of the stands. The Italian fans clapping in unison. Candreva crossing it into the near post. It's blocked by a defender. It's hooked across. A stabbing effort. Courtois leaps on the loose ball. I think the final touch was from Parolo in the middle, but it got no sort of strong contact on it. No. Belgium breaking away. We're into the last 5 minutes now. Italy, less than 5 minutes plus added time away from a win in their first match at Euro 2016. Here's Hazard now from the left-hand side in the full-back position, crossing, right-footed, but blocked by the defender. Candreva out of play for a throw-in, 10 yards away from the corner flag. Hazard himself takes it. De Bruyne. Hazard once again. It's all slow from Hazard. Plays it across to Witsel, just outside the D, on his right foot. Forced wide by Giaccherini, scorer of the only goal so far. Then De Bruyne now on the right-hand side. Alderweireld to Origi, whose return pass is straight out of play, and it's a throw-in to Italy. And more wasted seconds.
Well, they look a lot happier though, Belgium, within this formation. I mean, seeing 15 minutes of Carrasco, it surprises me that he's not started the game. He's so creative down that right hand side, especially when they've already got a problem down there.
So the question will be, is it overcautious from Mark Wilmot to have gone effectively safety first, really, against the Italians?
And not only that, but the players didn't look happy within the positions they was in.
Ball's given away though by Barzali, but an important covering challenge in centre field. De Bruyne very nearly got there, but it was won back for Italy by Bonucci. Now though, Belgium again. Mertens crossing from the left hand side, but that's over to the far side of the penalty area. Bounces out. Corner is won there by Alderweireld. A corner for Belgium, and the supporters from Belgium right there roaring their team on as they strive for this equaliser. Corner from the right flank. Pack penalty area. Fellaini with his arm. Chiellini and Fellaini together. Fellaini goes down.
Tell you what.
The whistle goes from Mark Clattenburg, who says, take the corner again.
I'll tell you what, if he's seen that,
Chiellini brought down Fellaini.
He had his arm around his neck.
He
stopped
had
his
both
run.
arms around him.
I mean, if he's seen that and that's why he stopped play to have a chat, that's not on, because that's a penalty.
Where's John Moss when you need him? Corner then from the right. Witsel was after it. It was blocked, and Italy will take it away again through Immobile towards the halfway line. No great pace in this counter-attack, although well done by Immobile, but then not able to find the pass to Candreva, and then it's played by De Bruyne off Immobile, and Courtois will make sure it goes behind for a goal kick. What have we got now? 2 minutes plus added time, and Italy trying to hold out here for a clean sheet and a 1-0 win to begin their Euro 2016 campaign with a victory. So the famous Juventus backline trying to hold things together for a clean sheet. Who's your money on? Belgium with it on the far side. Witsel to Alderweireld. Alderweireld now back towards Vermaelen on the halfway line itself. He curls a pass to Mertens. Mertens, who certainly has improved this Belgian team. Hazard now receives it. Hazard, 3 Italian players backpedaling in front of him. Brilliant lines from the Italian defence there. We're watching it from way on high here in Lyon. Now Mertens towards the dead ball line, takes it on, beats his man, beats Candreva, plays it across, and he plays it straight to De Sciglio, who's able to clear it away very easily. Belgium get it back though again with Alderweireld. Now on the right hand side, Carrasco is there, gives it to De Bruyne. De Bruyne, now's the delivery. Origi with a chance, Fellaini as well. The ball rattles around into the gloves of Buffon.
Well, they've had their opportunities. They've not played well. Origi again on his head. That's 2 opportunities he's had. He's up, he's there. He just needs to stick his head on it. He's almost he doesn't read the path that the ball has taken from the cross and just misreads it. Doesn't get that touch on it. And what is he? 5 yards out in the middle of the goal.
It's bad miss by Origi,
bad
really.
Miss. 2 bad misses from him.
And now Italy with it on the left-hand side, but Giaccherini's going to take it to the corner flag. This is Italy, remember. He's actually conceded a throw-in over there. But Buffon as well. Buffon knew that could easily have ended up in the back of the Italian net. And when the ball bounced tamely to him, he clutched that ball like it was a little baby.
He did, yeah.
And he's outside the penalty area now, trying to see his team through. Well, here we are, the 3 minutes of added time. The board is up from the 4th official down there. So 3 minutes of added time. And we are into that now. Antonio Conte, who ended up with a bloody nose in the midst of the Italian goal celebration. We don't know quite how. I'm not sure any of these television cameras actually picked it up. But he's trying to urge his team through as Parolo was sent flying. Mark Clattenburg has blown the whistle and brought it back for the free kick for that challenge on Parolo.
Well, he tried to play on, but the Italians looked at him like, we don't want to play on, we want the free kick. We're trying to slow this game down.
Is that a yellow card?
I don't know.
It's been shown there.
Coming together between Vertonghen. He's been booked.
Vertonghen yellow carded. In actual fact, whatever happened there, all of the Italian substitutes came off the bench and tried to point it out to the officials, but Mark Clattenburg, whatever it was, he'd spotted it. So Vertonghen getting himself booked really needlessly there. I'm not sure what it was, but that could cost them later on in the tournament.
Oh, another unbelievable pass from Bonucci. Oh my word! Giaccherini needs to get on the end of that. Giaccherini, sorry.
Yes. Yes, I heard that. Don't worry.
It's a nursery.
Yes,
it's my kids.
Yes, we'll draw a veil over that. Belgium 0, Italy 1. Ball passed forward towards Giaccherini, who plays it back to De Sciglio. And now
gaps are opening.
Here's Immobile. It's opening up for Italy. Immobile plays it across. Candreva for 2-0. No, he chips it back across, and it's whacked into the net. Graziano Pelle makes it 2-0 to Italy. Well, the worst Italian team for 50 years. They're starting with a 2-0 win against the Belgians, and they're all celebrating. Buffon's come all the way down the field to lead the celebrations. There are substitutes on the field. They're dancing. The Italians are dancing deep inside the Belgian half together. And this win, Antonio Conte's Italian team, very, very impressive. And Pelle has sealed it. And it's Belgium 0, Italy 2.
It's amazing scenes, John. I mean, this this just shows the togetherness of this whole squad. Obviously back in Italy they've been wrote off, they believe in themselves, they believe the way that they play, and that was a sign of it right there. The whole squad running to celebrate with Graziano Pella when he stuck that one in the back of the net. As a team goal it was brilliant. Granted, there's gaps opening up because Belgium are trying to get the winner, but what a goal that was.
He volleyed it in, right-footed. He couldn't miss this one. He'd had his chances, but he volleyed it in for 7-8 yards out, and that led to the celebrations. And now more Italian celebrations here in Lyon as the final whistle goes, and the Belgian players, the world-ranked number 2 team, with all of their individual stars, well, they've been outthought, outplayed, and Antonio Conte, here as the Italian coach at Euro 2016, before he goes off to Chelsea, has started with a victory, and a good victory too. Belgium 0, Italy 2. Jermaine.
Well, again, another brilliant performance from the Italians at a major tournament. A lot of people writing them off. They put in just as good a performance in the second half as they did the first half. They defended well, they took risks at the right time, and that goal at the end has topped it all off. From a Belgian point of view, they were very disappointed. Towards the end they changed their formation. I think they looked a lot better in that formation, a lot more attack minded, but they're going to have to have a good hard look at themselves, some of those players. They've not turned up today, and if they continue to play like that, they'll get caught out again.
So more from Jermaine Genius here in Lyon before 10:30. Give us a call, 0500 909 693. But the Italian players now have all gathered together, all of the squad members, and are holding hands, and they're running towards the Italian fans, who are celebrating wildly in there with their Italian tricolours. And is that Buffon? Buffon's run all the way down the field and tried to swing on the crossbar, and he actually slipped off it and ended up in the back of the net. He fell rather awkwardly there. He's 38 years old, he's got to be careful, but he's all right. He's the leader of this team, the captain Buffon. It's a clean sheet for him tonight, and the final score, Belgium 0, Italy 2, as we hand you back to Jens Lehmann and Mark Chapman in Paris.